The Ukrainian Defense Forces continue operations to destroy Russian military equipment and weapons in annexed Crimea and the adjacent maritime area. The number of such objects is in the dozens. Crimea.Realities investigated when quantity will become quality. Recall on the night of November the 1st to the 2nd, 2025, in annexed Crimea, fighters from the Main Intelligence Directorate of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine destroyed valuable objects of the Russian air defense. As a result of the strike on the enemy's S-400 Triumph anti-aircraft missile battalion command post, which was in a combat position, a Russian 92N6E multifunctional radar, and the S-400 command post's autonomous power supply system equipment were destroyed, the Main Intelligence Directorate noted. It was also reported that DUR specialists destroyed the Russian Army's AORL-1AS airfield surveillance radar and P-18 Terek radar. The statement does not specify the location of the facilities targeted by the Ukrainian strikes. The Russian side has not reported these strikes or the likely loss of military equipment. The Crimean Wind telegram channel reported that on the night of November the 1st to the 2nd, a fire broke out after landing on Mount Ayu-Dag near Gurzów. Mount Ayu-Dag is a convenient location for both an anti-aircraft missile system and radar stations, according to a retired colonel of the Ukrainian Armed Forces from Sevastopol who served in the radio technical troops of the Ukrainian Air Force. Ayu-Dag averages 200 to 300 meters in height, reaching 570 meters at its highest point. The mountain juts out into the sea for more than 2 kilometers. This is a convenient location for deploying air defense systems to cover Greater Yalta and the Russian government dachas and other facilities located there. However, as far as I know, there are no roads on Ayu-Dag, only footpaths. Therefore, I find it unlikely that air defense systems and radars would be deployed there, a former Ukrainian officer told Krym.Realii on condition of anonymity. Commenting on the information about the destroyed radar stations, a retired Ukrainian Armed Forces colonel notes that they include both expensive equipment and mid-priced stations developed back in the 20th century. The 92N2E multifunctional fire control radar operates with the S-400 Triumph system. There's only one such station per division. It can be detected up to 100 targets at a range of up to 400 kilometers. It's likely that the 92N2 radar was destroyed, as the E in the designation indicates an export version. Such radars are not used by the Russian Armed Forces due to their reduced performance. This is an expensive phased array radar, but its price is not disclosed in open sources. It's likely between $5 to $7 million, a former radio technical officer told. Ukrainian intelligence also reported the destruction of 2 92N2E radars in June of this year. But the P-18 Terek radar, or product 1RL131, is as old as the world, says a retired colonel of the Ukrainian Armed Forces since it was adopted into service in the USSR back in 1971. GUR reconnaissance aircraft also destroyed an AORL-1AS airfield surveillance radar on the Crimean Peninsula. This is one of the main tools in the work of an air traffic controller, explains a retired colonel of the Ukrainian Armed Forces. This system measures the coordinates, azimuth and range of aircraft in the airfield area and transmits them to ATC centers. The Ukrainian Navy's naval forces defeated an elite Russian Special Forces unit stationed on the Sivash drilling rig, the Ukrainian Navy's Telegram channel reported. It is reported that in addition to technical reconnaissance and surveillance equipment, a Russian military anti-tank missile system crew was destroyed. Trying to pass off yet another defeat as a victory, the Russians are distributing a video of the alleged destruction of a Ukrainian Navy boat with a Lancet munition, while in reality, we successfully deployed a kamikaze drone. The statement reads, "The Sivash self-elevating drilling rig operates offshore in the Black Sea. It features a 25 by 25 meter helicopter landing pad designed to accommodate vehicles weighing up to 12.8 tons. In recent months, the number of strikes by the Ukrainian Defense Forces against Russian targets in annexed Crimea has increased. Attacks have targeted air defense missile systems and radars, military aircraft and helicopters, ships and boats, as well as fuel and energy infrastructure.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Monday he had received a very good signal from the European Union about Kyiv's bid to join the bloc and for further support for the country's energy sector. According to Associated Press, speaking at a briefing, Zelensky said he discussed both issues during a call with European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. "We have received a very good signal from President Ursula von der Leyen, the report on our progress toward the European Union," he said. "This year, our report is the best in all 3 years. It's a signal of progress in various areas." He said the pair also discussed additional support for Ukraine's energy sector. "We are working to cover the amount needed for gas imports," he said, adding that von der Leyen promised additional assistance. Speaking about the battlefield situation, Zelensky said that the Ukrainian military was fighting several hundred Russian troops who entered the eastern stronghold of Pokrovsk and another 60 Russian soldiers who have infiltrated into Kupiansk. Last week, Russian President Vladimir Putin claimed that Moscow's forces have blockaded both Pokrovsk and Kupiansk, allegations dismissed by Kiev. Zelensky also spoke about other contested points of the frontline, saying that Russia had completely lost the initiative in Dobropilya, and adding that the situation is mostly unchanged elsewhere.
Завершили розмову з президенткою Єврокомісії Урсулою фон дер Ляєн. Ми дуже вдячні за підтримку Урсулі. Для нас це дуже важливо. Безумовно, пріоритет номер 1 – енергетика. Ми, як і говорили раніше, зберемо такий формат, напевно, відеозасідання з лідерами, які підтримують енергетику України, на чолі з президенткою Урсулою, зі мною будуть інші наші партнери. Це, я думаю, відбудеться десь за тиждень. Ми працюємо над тим, щоб закрити ту суму для імпорту газу і інші є питання, яка нам дуже потрібна. В принципі, на сьогодні ми розуміємо, що у нас не вистачає десь 750 мільйонів з 2 мільярдів, про які ми говорили щодо газу. Тільки що президент Урсула сказав, що десь 127 мільйонів євро нам ще дадуть підтримки. Ми вдячні за це. Щодо полю бою Куп'янськ, значить, до 60 людей русських залишається в Куп'янській, де зачистка. Ми все зачистимо, знаємо, в принципі, дати визначені, вони були на ставці, ділитися такою інформацією поки що не будемо. Лиманський напрямок без змін, бачимо стабілізацію ситуації, Краматорський без змін, Костянтинівка йдуть бої, ситуація поки що без змін. Добропілля непросто, йде наша операція, продовжується. Головком сказав, що десь 2,5-3 кілометри за ці дні вони ще зачистили, але розуміє Росія, що вона програла там ініціативу повністю, і розуміємо, що вони готують реванш. Це зрозуміло, що вони накопичують війська по перехопленням, по всім ознакам, розуміємо. Покровськ. Ворог успіху не мав за останні дні. Десь 30% від всіх бойових дій на фронті відбуваються в Покровську. Причому застосування кабів, 50% від всіх застосування кабів йде на Покровську. Тобто ви розумієте, як нашим непросто. По Покровську ми говорили вам пару сотень людей, вважають наші від 260 до 300 русських. Для нас дуже хороший сигнал від президента Урсули фон дер Ляєн, звіт щодо наших досягнень на шляху до Європейського Союзу. Звіт щорічний, у нас він найкращий за всі 3 роки. Так, це сигнали прогресу в різних напрямках. Безумовно, буде детальний звіт, але найголовніше, що він найкращий за 3 роки. Я тут хочу подякувати нашій команді дипломатичній передусім. Ну а сам цей enlargement package report, так, буде він найближчий завтра, післязавтра офіційно.